So we're going to talk about preparation for getting a dog pregnant, because we have Kit, who I think has finally come back in heat. So let's have a conversation, Tammy and me, about what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, and let's start off by selection of a stud. So what's going through your mind on this, Tammy?
I think I may use, well, I don't know if my little Rojo and Tan or the little Rojo and Tan full fluffy's ready yet, but I know that the new shade Isabella full fluffy boy is ready, so I'm thinking about that on Kit.
So,
he's our year hero.
So what's going through your mind here is what's going to be the colour of the offspring you're going to produce, and what's going to be the structure. So Kit is a small dog. She is probably
very short, compact. She's probably the best body shape female on structure that we've got.
She's got a wonderful body. She's a really
and her personality is a plus.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
So she is. This is probably going to be her last go. I think we skipped the cycle.
She's such a good mama. It's taken her a long time to come back into.
Yeah, she's had 2 litters. This will be her third probably final litter, I think.
Yeah.
And that's if. And I'm not even convinced that she's absolutely ready. But we'll talk about how we're going to know here in a moment. Anyway, so what we're looking for is, first off, is structure, because she's a really nice little dog, and we want to put her with a really nice little boy.
Both of those new studs that I just mentioned are very small, short,
right?
Low to the ground, nice squared body, good nares, nice hips. It's tight feet. Just it'll be a good selection for her, for sure.
Just drop my microphone. I've got it now though. Yeah. Okay. So then, structure, great. Then it's colour, and so you're limited on what you can do based on what colours your girl's got. The interesting thing about Kit is she's a Euro hero, which is basically a maskless cream carrying dog can make a Euro hero. I don't know whether we're going to make Euro heroes, and so we've got to have to do some debate on this. But that'd be the next question. Would be, what colours do you want to try and get out of this, and can that be done? You can always pick a stud that's going to complement your girl, but your girl's got to have the right DNA to be able to make those colours, otherwise they're just going to be carriers. Example would be, for instance, that Kit could never produce a full fluffy. She could produce fluffy carriers. So she can never produce a chocolate dog. She's not a chocolate, is she?
Nope.
Right, she can't produce lilacs. So, limited a little bit. So, what I would say would be is you've got to talk to the stud owner. If you talk to us, we'll know a lot about this. We'll be able to predict with fairly good idea about what you're going to get. Anyway, so then also you've got to think about cost too, right? I mean, if you go with a very high-powered dog, you may not be able to generate that extra income from the dogs you're producing. So be thinking about that too.
Yeah, the studs we're picking out she will carry cocoa. The puppies will carry cocoa and cream.
Well, we also have the advantage that
if not, creams themselves covered in cream, or blue covered in cream, or chocolate covered in cream.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's.
I keep on going this way.
Sure.
Ooh. Somebody liked to messed up.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the stud that you choose. Also, pay attention to where the stud is, how they're going to ship it to you, if you're going to go there, how many breedings are you going to get. If they're shipping, have they done this before? If they're helping you with an AI, have they done that before? Do they have backup dogs in the event that when you need to use your dog that it won't produce? Has it been used infrequently or frequently? So what's the semen count? And then is there a contract? You want to make sure that you know exactly what you can expect from the stud owner, so there's not horror story at the end of this where all of a sudden the dog's not AKC, or they won't approve the litter, or they want more money than what they said. Just be careful about this. I mean, most people are pretty reliable, but not everybody is. And especially people who have not done this on a regular basis are the ones that you've really got to be careful about, because there's plenty of places to trip up on.
Remember, we've done this for 22 years on French bulldogs alone.
Yes, right.
Frenchies only.
Yes.
22 years, so we do know a little something.
We do.
But not everything, I promise you that.
No, that's true too. Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, all right. So now we've talked about We've talked about the structure, the color, and finding a stud. Great. Now we've got to remember, everybody wants to get a nice big litter. And so I just had a conversation with somebody who's going to use us. And so one of the questions, they're going to use Bazinga, and one of the questions was, how many puppies does Bazinga throw, the male? And the answer to that is, it's not really to do with the male, it's to do with getting the timing right, how many eggs that the girl drops, getting the AI technique right with good quality live semen with lots of motility. Those are the things. Get that right, you maximize litter size. Get it wrong, and you're going to have 0 or 1 puppy. You know, you can really come out of the other side of this with not a very good shape. So, progesterone testing. Let's talk about the heat cycle. So today, I think, is Kit's potentially first day. I saw a little bit of kind of rust color on some bedding, and then she's pooched a little bit, she's swollen a little bit, her vulva's a little bit puffy. The signs that you see do vary by dogs. Some dogs look like a baboon and it's a murder scene from day one. Some dogs you don't see very much, and it's not easy to tell exactly where you are in the heat cycle. But keep a calendar and try to put down the calendar when you think day 1 is. For me, day 1 is a good solid drop of blood on something that you can see. A drop on the floor, a drop in bedding if she's got some panties on, in those. That's day 1. Most dogs are going to get bred between day 11 and 13. They're going to ovulate around day 9. You should be doing your first progesterone test around day 7. And you should be doing your first AI on an IDEX machine at a progesterone level approaching 15. On a fine care machine, a level approaching 17. And on a mini Vitus at a level approaching a 28. We like to do 2 breedings 2 days apart. And when we've done a second breeding, we definitely want to do another progesterone test to make sure she's not going backwards on numbers. You can get into this false sense of security. I see lots of vets who will say, oh, she's ovulated, it's at a 5. They'll say, come in 2 days and we'll breed. They never do another progesterone test, and in fact, if you did, you'd find out the dog's gone backwards and it wasn't even ready. So don't skimp on the progesterone test in terms of you could need to do at least 2. You need to do 1 before you start, you need to do 1 when you're finished. If you don't do that, you're likely to have some problems.
And the other thing I want to say, if you can do your own AIing, it's a lot better than going to the vet to do it, because they're not going to sit and take the time and make her feel comfortable on doing the AIing, because you get to hold her in a surrounding area that she's used to and the same smells that she's used to, and you can hold her up for 45 minutes in that upward position that she needs to be in when she's
tailing. Yeah. The vet's not going to do that. The vet's not going to do that.
Then she's
ever
comfortable with you holding her for that long, and then because it's you holding her,
not trying to escape from it.
Right. Because a vet's so busy that they don't have time to do that.
No,
they're going to inject her in and go, okay, she's done, and hand her to you and put her in the car
and get on with the next patient.
And she's going to be like, so if you do it at home in the familiar surroundings and you put her in her crate after you've AI'd her and held her up in the upward position for 45 minutes and put her in her crate and put a blanket over the crate so she can go to sleep.
Yes.
And that's the best way to do it.
We've got videos on this, a number of videos on this, and I can tell you this, I get lots of people who have gone to the vet. I don't want to knock vets, because we've got lots of vets we use and they're great, but we don't use them for AIs. And so I get this report back from somebody who's done an AI. I said, oh yeah, I went to the vet and he inseminated her. I put her back in a crate in the back of my car. When I got home, there's a puddle in the crate. Does it matter?
And remember, the back of your car, your crate in the back of the car, you've got more bouncing action in the back of the car, and the dog's being bounced like this.
Everything drops out of her.
Yeah. It's shaking her out.
Yeah, it's not a good. Yeah.
And so up in the front seat with you is the best way. But make sure before you ever do any kind of AI, or there's only one kind of AI.
Well, it could be SI or TCI.
You want her to go outside and pee.
Yeah, pee and potty.
Have her to go out there, and then that's when you put her up in the crate and leave her in that crate after you've AI'd her or her cage or wherever she's confined to. Leave her in there for
a good hour.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Hour, I'd say.
Yeah, right.
Hour to 2 hours.
What you don't want is you want to put her in a place she's not going to potty. Mm-hmm. You don't want her peeing for a good hour afterwards, because it can
Right.
basically dilute and pull the semen
The
out.
blooms on the trees.
Yeah, so right, I think that's it. Start the folic acid from the moment you AI 5 milligrams every day. Hold back, vaccines and other medications unless worming's possibly you could do, but you need to consult a vet if you're not sure what to do on this. I mean, basically, no vaccinations, no steroids for a pregnant dog, so that will abort puppies. But there we go. Thanks for watching. Anything else to say, Tammy?
Nope.
Bye.
That's it. Bye.